and the player is one jack. Please, before we start, just some reminders. Please switch off your mobile phone. Only one question per journalist. Introduce yourself, your name, organization, and let us know in which language you are going to speak for translation. And for photographers, please, you are allowed here for only 3 minutes. Thank you. Yes. Microphone.
Bonsoir, je suis Sylvestre Polizongaou, journaliste à Equinox Télévision. La question est adressée au coach. Coach, lors de la séance d'entraînement d'hier soir, on a constaté que le capitaine, Eric Maxime, s'entraînait à l'écart du groupe. On sait qu'il est sorti après une blessure lors du match contre la Guinée-Bissau. Est-ce qu'il va mieux? Est-ce qu'il sera prêt pour demain? Et j'imagine que vous êtes également au courant que le capitaine du Ghana, André Ayou, ne s'est pas non plus entraîné hier. Vous êtes déjà dans ce match de demain?
I really don't know. If we don't know the reason, maybe he just had rest. No, Chupo is okay. He will train today normally with the team. So he recovered. So we took another day to, first of all, good afternoon to everybody. First of all, he had to recover. And then yesterday already he could have trained, but we wanted to give 1 day more. And we want to have all the players fit. This is a tournament, so we're not going to push things. But he is okay for today training. And for the other player, I mean, we'll focus on our players first. And Ghana has a great team, so eventually, if he won't play, there will be another good player on the field. Yes, we're ready. We're ready, and today we will have our last training session to fine-tune things, but the team is growing in spirit, in confidence, obviously, and we continue to work on improving our games, but we're confident.
Antonin Vabre, Canal Plus Afrique. Georges, une question pour vous tout d'abord. Il y a 2 ans, vous étiez là quand vous avez affronté le Ghana. Est-ce que vous pensez qu'ils viendront avec un sentiment de revanche pour ce match? And Clarence, a quick question to you as well. 2 years ago, the Cameroon beat Ghana in the Cup. Are you fearing a team coming with a feeling of revenge?
Bien sûr que je pense qu'ils n'ont pas oublié la demi-finale qu'ils ont perdu contre nous il y a 2 ans. Donc c'est normal qu'ils viennent avec une certaine revanche. Maintenant, nous, c'est un match important pour nous. C'est le 2e match, on a gagné le premier. Et il est important pour nous d'enchaîner une 2e victoire pour pouvoir se qualifier et préparer tranquillement les 8e de finale et sans oublier le 3e match qu'on va aborder avec un esprit tranquille.
Yeah, I mean, I think you understand that we don't live in the past, but I think there's a rivalry between Ghana and Cameroon that will be forever. So I don't think anything is needed of a last result, but again, we will take match by match, and now we're preparing for this big match. Yeah.
I am Sheikh Tofik. I write for Football Made in Ghana. Coach, I want to find out, after the Benin game, Ghana's keeper Andre Ayew has not trained for 2 days, and he remains doubtful for the game against Cameroon. Does that, in a way, gives you and your team comfort, and how do you think it can affect Ghana if Andre is unable to play?
Well, the second question is for the coach of Ghana, because I cannot tell that. But the first one is I cannot speak for them. It's an important player. It's a good player, but when you hear the name of Ghana, when you hear the name of big teams, and you look at the bench, probably there will come a player super motivated, and it's always tricky to think like that. And I don't train my guys to think like that. We focus on what we need to do, and we respect anybody that is in front of us. It doesn't matter the name, the team. We have to play the same way, the same spirit, and the same respect And that's how you avoid to think maybe more lightly in certain moments. And I think that we gave an example of that in the first match. On paper, everybody say easy match, but there's no easy match. And you have to play it, you have to score the goal, you have to maintain your defense properly. And even more when you have a quality team in front of you.
Satish Shekhar, Empowers Magazine. Ghana drew their first match and you've won yours. Does that give you a little bit of an advantage in that you can settle for a draw? Not that you would, but you could, against them, and that would mean they would have to come out looking for the win and you can pick them off. Do you see it like that, or do you see it differently? And to the player, Cameroon won the Africa Cup of Nations 2 years ago. Do you see any that as any pressure, putting any pressure on you to emulate that performance in this particular AFCON?
Non, mais je pense que voilà, on a abordé cette compétition sans pression aucune. Malgré qu'on soit tenant du titre, on est venu avec nos convictions. On est capable de rééditer la même performance qu'il y a 2 ans. Mais maintenant, on ne va pas prendre des autres équipes de haut. Voilà, on aborde les matchs les uns après les autres. Et je pense que vu la qualité qu'il y a dans ce groupe, je pense qu'on est capable d'aller le plus loin possible.
Obviously, being first in a group is a great feeling, huh? After the first match. But we also know that this is an open match and that things can be reopened after this match. So we're going for the victory. There's no draw in our heads. We will play for victory always. But obviously, the tactics and the pressure is definitely more on Ghana because we have 2 results, if you want to look at it like that. But to get the best result, we need to go for the victory, and that's what we will do.
Thank you, Ben Collins, Nyebero with the Cameroon Radio Television. Coach, should we be expecting to see some changes tomorrow against Ghana as of the team that played against Guinea-Bissau?
Well, everything is possible because, as you've seen until now, we have always used most of our players because we have a very balanced team. There are a lot of players that are on the bench, all of them practically that can play first 11. So we will look today finally at the conditions of everybody and then make a final decision on that. Yeah.
Coach, my name is Benin from Cameroon. We saw
That's
you
a
yesterday.
nice one, by the way. I was, yes, interesting. Next match, I want that introduction again.
Okay. We saw you yesterday in a very firm, brotherly hug with Samuel Eto'o. We understood that he talked with you, he talked to the players. May we dig deeper into your meeting with Samuel Eto'o? What was the message to you? I mean, what did he tell you at a personal level? What did he tell the players? And then to Georges Mandjek, tomorrow, even for 3 minutes, you may wear the captain band. I'm just imagining. You know.
Don't imagine.
Okay. Tomorrow you may wear the captain band. Tell me, Georges Mandjek, you know, what is that going to change? What pressure does that put on you as a midfielder? Thank you.
Pour répondre à votre question, j'aimerais d'abord remercier le coach, Clarence Seedorf, parce que je pense que depuis qu'il est là, il me donne la place qui est la mienne et que certains de ses prédécesseurs ne l'ont pas fait. Donc, je fais partie des cadres aujourd'hui. Donc, pour moi, être l'un des capitaines, c'est un très grand plaisir. Donc, je vais représenter mes coéquipiers, le peuple camerounais. Donc, c'est une lourde charge. Pour moi, c'est un plaisir d'être nommé capitaine et je vais tout faire pour pouvoir remettre la confiance que le coach porte à mon égard.
Well, it was a nice visit of my brother Eto'o. Samuel lost his country like most of you all here do. And just being in general, it was definitely a positive visit with positive messages. And actually continuing already what this group has shown me over the course of the last 9 to 10 months, and especially in the last 3 weeks. It has been, despite the controversy, a group that has shown incredible motivation in the training sessions, great focus, great unity, and I think that the visit has only reinforced what has already been all this time. So we're happy that that we are now one day in front of this decisive match that can, give us great possibilities to become first in a group, which is what we want. And all elements and people from Cameroon, around Cameroon, that bring positivity are welcomed, and for sure, our brother Samuel is always welcome in our middle.
Bonsoir coach, bonsoir à Georges. Charles Douglas Ndemba, journaliste camerounais, Radio Balafon. Coach, le match de demain contre le Ghana, c'est un défi un peu plus grand que celui de la Guinée, avec tout le respect que j'ai pour cette équipe guinéenne. Est-ce que l'objectif, c'est de gagner la bataille du milieu de terrain? On se rend bien compte que c'est un autre calibre, avec Wakaso, avec Partey, c'est d'autres joueurs. Est-ce que l'objectif, c'est de gagner le défi du milieu de terrain, puisqu'il y avait une belle animation lors du match contre la Guinée? À Georges, c'est d'autres joueurs, évidemment, de notre calibre. Est-ce que pour vous, personnellement, c'est un défi, un match dans le match contre ces joueurs-là?
Je pense qu'en tant que joueur, ça fait toujours... c'est motivant d'affronter des joueurs en face qui ont un bon niveau. Voilà, je ne vais pas sous-estimer les joueurs de la Guinée-Bissau. C'est vrai que demain, ça va être un tout autre match. Il y a des noms en face, mais c'est une façon aussi pour nous de rehausser notre niveau de jeu. Voilà, la bataille du milieu, voilà, elle va être rude, mais je pense qu'on va la gagner. On a un potentiel énorme au milieu de terrain, donc après, c'est au coach de trouver le bon système.
Yes, I think in football in general, I think it's about midfield many times, right? That's why we're midfielders. We take care of stuff. No, it's fundamental that we continue to play very compact. I think that one of the things that we have achieved with the team is that when we attack, we are compact. When we defend, we are compact. I mean, that's one of the fundamental things, and that makes it very difficult to play against us, I think. And on the other hand, we also know that Ghana has fantastic quality, has great strikers, has quality on the midfield, has fullbacks that like to come up all the time. So we know it's going to be a tough match. We know that Ghana's come, they have to come for it. And we're going to prepare ourselves the best way possible, using the space that they eventually leave. But it's definitely not only a question of midfield, but really as a team, because there's so much individual quality around that from any side thing can happen. If we see the other matches as well, how many times we've seen that it was an individual play that made the difference, and I think that's what we need to limit as a team. Because you cannot stop certain players. You need to stop them as a team, as a system. Yeah.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Yves Chamadou, je travaille pour Canal International. C'est une question qui s'adresse à Georges Constant-Mandjek. Georges, demain sera un match un tout petit peu plus élevé que le match contre la Guinée-Bissau. Qu'est-ce qui, selon vous, peut être la crainte au sein de cette équipe ghanéenne, au sein de son collectif, puisqu'il faut quand même signaler que dans ce staff se trouve un monsieur qui a travaillé avec le Cameroun dans la personne d'Ibrahim Tanko, qui vous a entraîné en 2015. Qu'est-ce qui, selon vous, peut être la crainte?
Comme le coach l'a dit, voilà, ça reste un match. Maintenant, nous, on est focus sur notre performance, sur notre système, sur ce qu'on va mettre en place demain. Il y a des bons joueurs en face. Voilà, pour moi, il n'y a pas de crainte principale ou majeure. Voilà, c'est une bonne équipe, très dangereuse, qui joue rapidement. Voilà, je pense on est en train de préparer le match. On a eu le temps de visionner les images et elle ne parle que d'elle-même. Donc on connaît bien cette équipe, on sera prêt pour leur poser beaucoup de problèmes demain.
Njie Enoybai from the Cameroon Radio Television. First question to George. You mentioned earlier on that the coach has given you a greater role in the team, and those who've watched you in the past months since Coach Seedorf took over will admit that your performance in the national team has improved a lot. Is he telling you something specific because he played football as a midfielder that has helped you to improve on your performance? And then to the coach, most of the players we've spoken to, especially the midfielders, say that they believe they've improved a lot under you and that they've gained certain skills that they didn't have. Tell us, what is it you're telling to the players, especially the midfielders, and is there a specific training you're giving to them?
Pour répondre à votre question, le coach ne m'a pas donné de conseils particuliers. Voilà, j'ai la chance aujourd'hui de travailler avec lui. Ça a été un très grand joueur, très grand milieu de terrain. Donc, on ne peut qu'apprendre beaucoup de lui et je ne suis pas le seul. Donc, je suis à l'écoute. Voilà, je reste jeune, j'apprends, on apprend à tout âge. Donc, la chance que j'ai aujourd'hui avec lui, c'est qu'il communique beaucoup avec son groupe. Et aujourd'hui, il m'a donné une chance et je suis en train de la saisir.
Charlotte.
I think that the most important thing, I mean, for me, in my way of coaching in general, is that I try to improve players, because if you improve the individual player, you can increase the quality of the team. So we do a lot of things on and off the pitch, and me, of course, with Patrick and the staff, pay a lot of attention to it. But there's one thing very important in what you have said. It's not so much about what we say to them, it's about their hunger to learn and their eagerness to, openness to be listening to advices and to work on it, because we have only had 3 days together, 4 days together, and we talk about stuff, but this improvement is saying a lot about them. It says a lot about their spirit, about how they then go back to their clubs and continue to work on things they think they can improve, and they have. And it's wonderful to see, and it's not only midfielders, it's everybody. I mean, look at Dawa. Where was Dawa in the first day he was with us, and where is he now? And this has nothing to do, it has a bit to do with us, but it has so much to do with the player itself, the will to continue to work and improve. And I think that's the spirit of a champion. And what I can say is that we have, I mean, it's a great pleasure to work with them, because we see that every day. Every day they want, and they are open, and they're asking, and I mean, that's the way to go, and the collaboration is fantastic. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Charlotte from CAF Media. Only one question, Coach. Do you feel more comfortable now that you know you can use Faye Collins again, because he was suspended for the first match?
Yes, Faye for us is a very important player. We was planning to start with him obviously in the first match, but it wasn't the case. But then we also take the opportunity to play with another player that was really in a good shape. Dawa, he played a good match. So yes, we're very happy to have him back on the list.
To the player, a quick one. 2 years ago, Cameroon won the African Cup of Nations with, according to reports, 8 of their top players not playing at the tournament. Now you have almost all the stars that Cameroon need to be at this particular championship. Does it put some pressure on the team that without even players who were known, they were able to win? And now with top players, it's a must win for you?
Non, on ne va pas jouer ce tournoi avec l'obligation de gagner. Donc, comme j'ai dit, on va essayer d'aller le plus loin possible. C'est important d'avoir tous les joueurs. Ils ne sont pas là tous, je ne vais pas citer les noms, mais c'est important d'avoir tous les joueurs. Par exemple, le capitaine Choupo-Moting, c'est important d'avoir un joueur comme ça dans notre effectif, et je pense qu'avec sa qualité, il va nous aider à aller le plus loin possible. Donc, C'est dommage pour ceux qui ne sont pas là, mais je pense que ceux qui sont là, ils ont l'amour de la patrie et ils sont prêts à mouiller le maillot.
Coach, my name is Benedict from Ghana. Hello? Okay. You are the champion. Does that put pressure on you or is extra in this tournament?
Motivation. Thank you. Thank you.
Next. Ah, okay, no problem.
I'm washing my tie. Anyway, so we all can make some so share the same thing.
Please start. We are in delay. Please. No. Please. No, please. What? No, please. Not on the tape. Okay. Please. Good afternoon once again. Yes. Yeah, please. Photo. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon once again. We apologize for the delay. And welcome to Ghana Press Conference pre-match for match number 23, Ghana Cameroon. It will take place tomorrow at 7 o'clock in Ismail Stadium. Just one reminder, please. Only one question per journalist. And please switch off your mobile phone. And let's start with a question. Please. Microphone.
En 2017, le Cameroun vous a écarté en demi-finale de la Coupe d'Afrique au Gabon et vous rencontrez cette équipe en phase de poule. Est-ce que vous avez peur du scénario de 2017 à quelques heures de cette rencontre importante pour vous, d'autant plus que vous avez commencé la compétition avec un match nul? Merci.
Yeah, Ghana, we have total respect for all teams in the competition. And the mere fact that, you beat a team last year, does not guarantee you, the right that automatically you're going to beat the team. But what I believe in is all teams are playing at the highest level. We have total respect for each and every team in the competition. And any team that we meet, we plan a different strategy to be able to play with them. The good thing is, automatically Ghana and Cameroon, no one can underrate any of the teams. And we give out our best and make sure we give them a very good game.
Écho. Bonjour, je suis Christelle Wandi, journaliste à Radio Sport Info, c'est à Douala au Cameroun. Je vais poser la question au coach Apia concernant André Ayou, parce que hier nous étions aux entraînements, on a vu qu'il a laissé le groupe et est entré dans le bus pour repartir. Donc j'aimerais avoir les nouvelles. Qu'en est-il de André Ayou? Est-ce que les nouvelles sont bonnes? Et aussi, si les nouvelles ne sont pas bonnes, est-ce que ça ne craint pas aussi pour vous, le coach Apia et votre formation du Ghana, de perdre un élément comme ça lors d'un match aussi capital que celui face au Cameroun, surtout que lors de la première sortie du Ghana, ça ne s'est pas bien passé avec le Bénin? Merci.
Yeah, André Ayou, has some small medical problem, and we've been training. We are assessing him. We trained this morning and we trained this afternoon. So After assessing, then I can be 100% sure to tell you. But as to the formation that we play, I believe that no team or no manager will sit here and give you the formation that he will play.
Okay. My name is Tazo. I'm from Cameroon. I have two questions. The first to Kwadio. Back in Ghana, they believe that this team will be able to stop the 37-year drought of a trophy that you guys have been suffering. Remember that it was 1982 that you won your first trophy, your last trophy. And you guys got a draw in the first game. Could it be a setback, or you guys are thinking of stepping up your game against Cameroon tomorrow? Now to the coach. Well, coach, you were with Ghana in 2012-13, something of that sort, and you took them to better level, good levels, and then you were brought back this time around. Now, you brought back probably because last time, 2017, the other coach lost the trophy at the semi-final. But then, what change do you think, or how much of a change have you brought into the team this time around?
Okay, thank you. As you said, that's true because everyone in Ghana is expecting a lot from us, especially now, because they strongly believe we are a team that can bring the cup back home. With our first results, this is game, and we still have 2 more games to go. Although it's not easy, but with the determination that we have, we still believe we're going to make it. And I know they're still supporting us because we didn't lose that game, although we drew. But this something that has been happening all tournaments that we've been playing. Most of the times we find it so difficult in our first game, and this is going to give us more. We're more determined and more strong than before because we think we need to work more harder when we step on the field because we learned a lot of mistakes from our first game, and we think we are not going to repeat those things again.
I actually believe that, when you're given a chance, to show people what you can do, the most important thing is you do it and do it the best that you can. At the end of the day, no one is perfect, but make sure you do the best that you can. If you look at the team now, maybe about 3 or 4 players, all the players are players that I brought from the youth level. And I believe that we should not be only looking at this competition. What are you looking at? We should be looking at the next competition, the World Cup. So building a team, you make sure you have a team which is sustainable. You have a team that the whole nation can depend on. Me as a coach, a coach can go maybe tomorrow, but where is the team heading to? That's the most important thing. So, and then at the same time, you can't always rely on very few players that you have. You need to look further than the players that you have at the moment. So you bring some young ones and give them encouragement for the future.
First question to you, Kwadwo Asamoah. You were not here when Ghana lost against Cameroon. Do you feel that your partners are animated with a feeling of revenge for this game? And the coach, just one question. What is your solution to substitute John Boy after he got sent off at the last game?
Our last tournament, when we played against Cameroon, I wasn't with the team due to injuries. And I think every game is always different, even if you're playing with the same players at the same time. Every game is totally different. Like the way we have totally different players in our team now, they also have other players that are in the team. We are well prepared to play against them. We know they are very strong side, very good team with good of quality players. But it doesn't change anything from us. Although we lost, We still have another chance to play against them, so we just need to put in our best.
No, on the part of John, unfortunately, John Boy cannot be part of the team, but we have, including John Boy, we had 5 central defenders, so it shouldn't be a problem.
My first question is to Kojo Asamoah. It looks likely that you are starting the game for Ghana tomorrow. I'm not the coach, but it looks as if you are starting. And there have been calls home in Ghana that you should have played the game against Benin. What do you think your presence in tomorrow's game is going to do for Ghana? And to the coach, how is the injury situation of our captain, Andre? And I want to find out, are we expecting some changes in your lineup tomorrow against Cameroon?
Since day one that we started our campaign, we've been training so hard, getting ourselves, because we don't have first 11. Even from the first game, I didn't know I was going to play or not. I put in my best in trainings and everything. This decision always comes from the coach. We as players always have to be prepared and get ourselves ready for every game. If I get the opportunity to play tomorrow, I will just go in and then do my best.
On the part of Andre Ayo, I think I've said it, that it will depend on today's training, for me to assess him finally. As to changes in the team, as Kojo said, for me, I don't depend solely on, let's say this is my 11 players. Fine, you have some players in your mind, but at the end of the day, you should be able to put any player in who comes on, I believe, can perform the same level as the one who used to play. So the final 11 shouldn't be a problem.
Satish Shaker, Empowers Magazine, one for each of you. Kwadmo, it's been 37 years since Ghana last won the Cup of Nations, before you were born. Is that putting pressure on you to sort of change this round and finally break this duck? And to Coach James, you drew the last match, and you're now facing the other, in inverted commas, top team within the group. They have 3 points, you have 1 point. Is that putting pressure on you to have to go out for a win? Because a draw might suit them, but it isn't going to suit you.
Yes, you are right. It's been so many years we've been expecting this cup. In Ghana, we've been one of the teams that have been always getting there. We've been to the finals, I think, twice, and then to the semi-finals. We've always been there. I think we're lacking something, and we're also learning, because each and every tournament we try to improve and then learn our mistakes, what is not making us bring the cup home. So it's not easy bringing the cup home, but I think we still keep in believing and then working hard. With that, we can make it.
I personally believe that there are no middles in football nowadays, and I've said it about 4 or 5 years now. And as you can see, African football is developing very, very fast. Every country, has developed so well. And for me, there's nothing like big team or small team. Any team that you meet, you need to give him 100% respect.
Kojo, you were part of the squad that played Egypt in 2010 in Angola, and you lost in the final. Do you see this squad being as strong or stronger than that squad to get to the final? And then, Coach, to win a tournament like this, you need, strong players in every position. But in the last game, your substitutions, some would say that they were quite late. Is it because you don't have confidence in the rest of the team, or that tactically you thought after going, 10 players down, you didn't need to make any major changes?
Yeah, I was part of the team that reached the final 2010. We played against Egypt. Yeah, I remember that team. We didn't have a lot of good players. All players were from the national under 20, and most of our senior players were injured. People really didn't expect Ghana to be at the finals. But now what I believe, football is not more about individuals or having good players in your team. It's all about determination and then building up as a team, no matter how, if they are young or well experienced in the team. It's all about having good players and determined to play as a team. And I strongly believe we are a team that are very united, because if you come to our camp, you will even see who is the senior or the younger player. And I think with this, we need to learn and then improve more, because we can do it, and we still have it.
Actually, didn't want to talk about Benin, but for the sake of, you see, if you are a coach and in a game, the first half, one of your players has got an injury, you take him out, and then immediately after the second half, you have another red card. Automatically it destroys your tactical play, your intentions of some players that you would have brought them on. You don't get that opportunity. And then you're looking at a situation where you're looking at making sure that you see what you have. So you look out for players that can help you, make sure you don't lose the game. So in a nutshell, that's the lesson that I can talk about, in case of Benin game.
Coach, this is Benin from Cameroon. The question I'm asking is to you and to the player, but to the player first. The pressure seems to be a little more on you than on Cameroon, because Cameroon won their first match. They are coming to play against you a little more relaxed. You have to win this match to be able to, go ahead in the group stage. How are you handling that pressure at this moment?
I think the pressure has been on since we started our first game, because most of the time in tournaments, your first game determines the kind of position you will be in the group. Although we couldn't get a win, and we're playing against Cameroon, a team that has won already. They are highly motivated, and then coming to play against Ghana, a team that they think they won against even last tournament. It wouldn't be easy for us, but we have to stick to our game plan, be well determined, and then look forward to win this game. We know it's not going to be easy, because playing against Cameroon is always difficult.
Oh, you mean the same question to me? Oh, okay. No, I think there's been pressure in every game that you play, as a coach. But the most important thing, you take all the pressure from the players and you keep it as a coach. But the good thing is, and I've kept saying, modern football, I don't know how Cameroon is going to take the game. If they are taking it out, Ghana is easy. That's different. But we take a game as it comes. We're making sure each and every game we go in with our best, and then with a great mentality, to try and get a win.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coach. I'm Sadiq. You pointed out before even the first game that a lot of things have gone well in your camp, and there is a bit of tranquility in this camp than the previous ones, but a lot of things happen in football. There were challenges on the pitch, the injury, and particularly the red card. I could see from the technical bench, and a lot of players and yourself were distraught about the red card going into the next game what are some of the challenges as a coach to deal with the situations? You may not be able to control such issues on the field, but how did you feel? And do you expect some of this, accidents to happen in the game tomorrow, and how you deal with them?
Normally, you go in a game thinking that, automatically you have your best 11 on the pitch always, but along the line, things do happen. There could be injuries, there could be cards, and when it happens, it's a matter of you changing your tactical play. Unfortunately, when it gets to that level, some ideas that you had in mind, about your changes, it disrupts all, and it's not something that you expect. But when it comes, the good thing is we have a very good bench. All our bench, all the players are capable of coming in at any given time. So when it happens, you just adjust to it and cope with the situation.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach. I know you'll be on tournament to win all your game. Everybody come here to win. But do you imagine that you lost the game tomorrow and go back early before the second stage?
I don't understand, but in coaching, you see, coaching is risk-taking. Any coach who is afraid of being sacked, or any coach who is being, who doesn't expect, when you win, you are the hero. But if it doesn't go well, or things don't go the way you want it, automatically, you must always be prepared for anything. That's the work of the coach. And that's the job that unfortunately, we've gone in. So, and even, talking about your team, any team that you put out there, you could have the best players in the world, put them out there, and then a young team will disgrace them. It depends on how you see it and decide yourself whether it's the fault of the players or the fault of coach. At the end of the day, if even the players don't do well, all the blames comes on you, the coach. So it doesn't actually matter. And for me, I don't believe in a coach being afraid of whatever happens along the line.
To Asamoah, given the fact that Dede is a doubt for tomorrow, how badly do you want him to be fit to play tomorrow? How important is it to the team for him to start the game tomorrow?
For me to start?
No, Dede. Are you? Yeah, Dede, yep.
We all know how Dede is important for this team, and due to his injury, we're just hoping for him to be fully fit for tomorrow. But if not, the decision is going to be made by the coach, and we strongly believe all the players that we have in camp, we have young and quality and talented players. So if he might not be able to play, still that will not change anything from us from going into to the game tomorrow and then put in our best.
And so it's all over here at the Smiler Stadium with regard to the press conferences. The Cameroon was there before, and now it's Ghana has come. We know that Ghanaian players, 2 players are injured, but they say they're going to stick to the game plan. And for Cameroon, there's a lot of optimism. The team is upbeat and motivated and prepared to give Ghana hard times this Saturday. Gideon Tazo concluding the press conference from Smiler Stadium here in Egypt.